controls, corrective controls, right? Corrective controls. Some of the controls maybe they are to prevent before the risk, they activate and prevent it, and so then that's good to the organization, right? Cost effective before the risk, before the impact, this will come and correct it. It's like a live monitoring. So then once you go to do your ATM machine, before the cash payment, the PIN number will be verified. So that's a preventive control. Before the payment, CFO should approve the more than 500,000 payment. It's a preventive control, right? And detective means, so after happening, we are testing that. It's like a bank reconciliation. All the, maybe most of the reconciliation, detective controls. After happening that, we are checking the control. So let's say, without thinking this, so then we had this COVID pandemic, right? We use mask. Mask is a preventive control, right? Before we are getting infected, we are wearing a mask. So then that's a preventive controls. After getting infected, what we have to do? We have to get medicine. We have to bed rest, right? Or we have to take some treatments. So that is called detective. Detective. After the risk, you have to take actions. And corrective controls. And by these things, whatever the identified things should be corrected. Throughout that control, the process will be corrected. That will be live control mechanism. So those are control types we can identify through a control framework. So then there will be some question like this. What are the types of controls you are suggesting? All are preventive? No. So then in organization, we should have a combination of all those controls, preventive plus detective. Through a preventive control, it will save the organization, right? So then detective control will give a monitoring aspect to the preventive control, right? So then, as previously explained, the 3 months, the financial accounts review will be a kind of a detective controls. We are checking whether finance manager has approved that or not. So then that will ensure the preventive control, that will evaluate the preventive control. That detective control always evaluating a preventive control, right? So then because of that, in the control environment, we should have combination of this type of controls. So then this is the basic understanding you should have before we are going to the audit process. Definitely, as we discuss, we need to do walkthrough testing or TOC testing. To do that, definitely we should know this control mechanism, right? Okay, so then I hope you are getting more knowledge about these control aspects. Once you are coming to an organization, once you are coming to a control environment, we are having set of controls, preventive as well as detective, right? Then, as I mentioned previously, the control may be design, implementation, operation and monitoring. Once you are designing, you have to decide control attributes: who, how, what, when, right? Who? Finance executive. What? More than 500,000 payment. When? At the point of payment. So then need to put the approval signature or e-signature. So then that's how we need to decide control attributes. Deciding control attributes means control designing. Control designing means deciding the control attributes: who, how, what, when, right? And then types of controls. Types of controls mean it may be application controls, manual controls, or IT dependent manual controls. Application control, through the system it will automatically block, or manual IT dependent manual control. So then you are having a system by using a system, your involvement should be there. Example, so then you are putting a kind of a check number or kind of sequence numbers to the system. Your involvement should be there, and system will be updated that. And then let's say system approval. By using the system, you are giving the approval. Manually you should give the approval. System will be recorded that. It is a IT dependent manual control. So application control. So then once you are putting your sequence number, payment number can't be repeated. That's a control. So then once you are putting that a new payment voucher, the sequence number will be generated. So that is a unique. That's application control. Likewise, we can learn about a control types and control attributes and control levels. Some of the control financial statement level, some of the control accession level, right? Financial statement level and accession level, those are the two levels in audit process. Some of the decision we are taking accession level, some of the decision we are taking financial statement level. Controls also same, some of the control linking with the overall financial statement level. If that control getting impacted, that will impact to many balances, many areas. That is called overall financial statement. So then in a financial statement there are 5 elements: statement of cash flow, equity statement, P&L, cash flow, the notes. Once we are having a impact to that particular control, overall financial statement getting impacted, right? And then this is a control setup we should have in organization that should be designed, implement and operate effectively, and there should be a monitoring process as well. The responsibility always with the management, right? And then here we have a question: does auditor test all the controls? Not actually. Auditor should test controls related to the financial reporting, financial statement, or maybe special purpose audit that subject matter related or purpose related control should be tested, right? So the controls which are related to impact to the financial statement should be tested by the auditor. So then controls, not all the controls related to financial statement, right? Not all the controls, the critical controls related to the financial statement should be tested by the auditor. Not all the financial related controls. From that also we have to say critical controls, right? So then in a control framework, we may have different framework strategies, the models. From that, 𝐀𝐝 framework is the common framework we can use to establish a internal control mechanism. That control framework indicate that control environment, risk assessment, control activities, information and communication and monitoring activities. So then we have to have control environment, control the features of the control environment should have the delegation of authority, having a proper system, and then compliance related system. Likewise, we should have a proper control environment, and then we have to have a second line of defense, risk assessment function, risk assessment department, the business risk and finance risk. Business risk and the finance should be evaluated, and we have to predict that and to take decisions. After identifying risk, they have to design and implement controls. So then all the control activities will be decided based on that, and then that activity should be communicated each and every person by using communication, right? By using communication. To communication we want information, right? So then company should have proper information processing system, MIS, management information system, right? That management information system will ensure the communication about the control activities, about the risk assessment results, right? So then all these processes should be monitored through activities. All this, the area should be monitored through monitoring activities. Whatever the control established should be monitored, right? So then these are the controls. The other thing is, these controls will be implemented manually or system basis. Whatever the manual law, system control should be tested, monitored later, right? So the manual, the involvement, the people can do mistakes, system also can do mistakes. Through the system it can be repeated. To identify it, what we have to do? We have to do a proper control monitoring mechanism should be there, right? So then once you are coming to statutory audit, what's the importance of this control testing? So then we know as an organization we should have a control mechanism, control framework within the organization. So then as auditor, why he has to audit, why he has to perform procedures on auditing these controls, right? So then assess the adequacy of the accounting system, basis for preparing accounts. So then to preparing accounts, they have used the basis. So then adequacy of the accounting system. So then we need to evaluate the control.